G'day, we're here at MX Farm Gympie in the Sunshine State of Queensland. We're here to test the all-new YZ250F, the model year 24. It's hot, it's dry, it's dusty, classic Australian conditions. Let's get into it. The YZ250F has been the most dominant bike in the MX2 class for many years now, and for 2024 it's undergone a lot of changes. Key changes to make it faster, lighter and more advanced motorcycle. So the first thing you'll notice when you sit on it, it's a lot slimmer. So it's 50mm slimmer at the shroud, another 6mm slimmer where your knee grips here at the knee point. It's a lighter bike, much slimmer, lower at the front as well, so easy to transition your weight around. But with that in mind, it's also a larger cockpit space. So the foot pegs are lower and further back, so there's a bit more room for the larger rider. Now to match the new chassis, we've got new suspension, new valving. There's a toolless adjuster at the top here of the forks, and that suspension allows the rider to get more traction both at the front and the rear end. The whole bike's undergone a whole heap of weight savings, in excess of 1 kilo, now weighs 105 wet, that's including 6 litres of fuel, so it's a super light package. The major engine change is to do with the inlet. The air box is all new, so it's actually a lower unit, but it's a high volume, high airing capacity system. It now takes air, clean airs from the back and from the side of the shrouds into the air box, clean air straight into the engine. It's now running a much more durable cam chain, and there's changes made to the power tuner app. So the smartphone tuner has undergone a lot of changes similar to the YZ450F. So the airbox and airflow changes combined with the power tuner mapping have increased the power in the upper rev range from mid to the top. So up here on the left hand side of the bar we've got an integrated control switch, a mapping button. So there's a blue button for map 1 and 2, 2 power maps. It also controls your lap timer, which is a new function from the power tuner, and launch control and traction control as well, which is a new thing for the YZ250F. So styling wise, when you sit on the bike, first thing you'll notice is this lightweight bar pad here. At the front of the bike, you've got the number plate, now the sleek new number plate that fits in with the mudguard, seamlessly fitting. The cable now routed behind the front number plate. And just the whole look of the panels, they're very closely fitting and basically a very good looking machine. So clearly this is the Yamaha blue colour. It also comes in 50th anniversary white, which is our throwback to 1993 and celebrates 50 years of YZ, dating right back to 1974. So that model colour is available for the YZ250, YZ125, the 250F and of course the 450F. So once again for this model we've developed a range of GYTR parts in conjunction with the bike as it's being built for perfect fit and performance. And they include things like the GYTR radiator cap. We've got an Akrapovic exhaust system here. On this one we've got an ignition and clutch covers, a whole range of really top quality equipment from GYTR, available at Shop Yamaha. So the new compact chassis, when combined with the increased power in the upper rev range, is really going to suit the MX Farm here. But don't take my word for it, let's hear what the journalists have to say.
The biggest thing that I noticed from the 23 to the 24 is obviously the drastic style changes, but just the rider cockpit itself. The rider triangle has changed a lot from the 2-year models, and for me it suits me a lot better. I'm a taller guy and I've always struggled with the older models being cramped inside the rider triangle. With the new bike I felt like I was a lot more open, a lot more free, and I could do a lot more things on the motorcycle that I feel like I couldn't do in the previous year models. So that was the biggest thing for me. I was stoked with the motorcycle. It felt comfortable straight away. It didn't feel like I was underpowered. And as I said, just the way the bike and the geometry is set up now for the 24 range really makes it comfortable to ride. And again, stock platform we rode today. I mean, there wasn't too many changes that I made and I was out there for hours and hours on end.
The biggest standout for us on this new bike is the chassis and bodywork. The motor's still relatively the same, it's still super impressive as it has been in the past, but having a slimmer bike now, a bike that's got a nicer rider triangle for someone that's a little bit taller, just feels super comfortable, retains that awesome ability of a Yamaha being able to turn while still really stable down the straight. So super impressed with this YZ250F so far.
Power wise, with the power tuner app, we've been having to play. You know, the world's your oyster when it comes to power in these things. Awesome bottom, like real snappy off the bottom, nice and meaty in the middle, and then the thing just revs to the moon, so you can just whack her out second gear and hold it wide.
Bikes look amazing. Getting on the bike felt comfier. They're a lot slimmer than the previous years. Very nice. The triangle that you sit in is just very comfortable. very forward, it helps you out a lot more and makes the bike feel a lot more stable. Power deliverance is very nice. Mid to high range, just very powerful bikes. Very happy with the power delivery.
Quite impressive. The ergonomics, the slimmer tank shrouds, the mapping, how user-friendly the mapping is to set up, and out of the box the suspension is really good. Like, I'm an 85 kilo rider, and I didn't touch a setting all day. It was just perfect out of the box. And I'm really impressed with how stable it is in corners and how it turns. It is a really nice bike to ride, and yeah, Yamaha's done a great job with this model and had a great time riding it today.
Overall, it's really thin. You know, you hear Yamaha's always being the wider bike. I don't think that's the case anymore.
Really impressed. My two highlights would be the suspension and the power. The suspension has a really nice feel to it, holds up well, really smooth stroke, and the top end power of this little 250 is huge. They're basically identical to the 450, which is really cool. They both handle really well, make really strong power. So it has all the good features of the big 450, it's just a slightly smaller little brother.
It's the same ergos now as the 450 was for 23, so it feels really similar to ride, but it is a 250, so a little less power, but man, the thing handles unreal. I was really impressed how the 250 can handle and how it takes the bumps and everything like that. So yeah, I'm glad to come along and rode a 250. It's been 10 years since I did like that many laps on one, so really impressive to come so far in the last decade for a production bike. And man, like, if I was a 250F rider, I'd be happy to just throw a start button on this and I would line up and do a race, no problem. The way it handles, how balanced it is out of the crate is unbelievable. I tried the traction control and it was really noticeable actually, like how much smoother that was. Less punchy, but smooth. And for me personally, I just like the standard map. It was quite aggressive, really good option to have. I was blown away when I come in, like what makes a 250F feel that nimble and light, because it's only usually a kilo or two between a 450 and a 250, but it literally feels like a toy, and just the way you can, the corner and the speed you can carry is, it's impressive. So yeah, that was the funnest part of riding the bike.